Welcome back to the More Than Different podcast, Ep.3, the lifestyle edition. There's something about a Thursday that I just love. I don't know what it is. I just love me a good Thursday. Recording this on Thursday night, heading into Friday. It's a gorgeous day out today. A lot of good stuff. C-Mac, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm getting some spring weather feels.
I know, a little
in
glimpse.
Mass.
A little glimpse. I saw the snow is starting to evaporate, and another 50-degree day tomorrow, and then the weekend's looking pretty pleasant as well. So
That's scary.
good.
Looks like the groundhog might not have seen his shadow. I don't know.
I think you might be right on that
Got
one.
some
See,
fibbers out there.
yeah, some big fibbers. Don't believe what you see. So anyway, about 2 weeks ago on our first episode, we talked about goals. And I did say I was going to do it the week later, but we've been a bit busy. You've been getting dubs. I've been squandered with schoolwork and getting back healthy. So we weren't able to record last week. But for those who missed it, my goal was to solve the Rubik's Cube on the pod in under 3 minutes. And I got to be true to my word. So I got to do it real quick. C-Mac, indulge yourself in something while I prove to the viewers that I'm really hemmy.
That you're hemmy?
Yeah, dude, I'm Hemaphi Mozgov. All right.
Get a timer. Let me start the timer.
Yeah, get the timer going. And I will get this thing solved.
All right, ready?
Yeah, born ready.
Go. Timer started.
Buttery biscuits.
Now, for those people who are goal-oriented people or trying to get into it, not all your first goals are going to get completed right off the bat.
Yeah, tell them.
Like my goal, for the new viewers here, the first episode when we were talking about goals and having goal-oriented schedules, my goal is to wake up at 6 a.m. every day for a week straight. Now we're looking, I think, what are we, 2 weeks in now since that podcast episode?
Yeah.
I failed to wake up at 6 a.m., which any day for 7 straight days. So don't let that defer you guys to having actual, to getting back on track and starting another goal. But I think one advice that I should give is don't set your bar extremely high when you're trying to hit a milestone. Start with, a very, feasible goal to start. Like if you're used to waking up at 8 or 9, you're trying to wake up at 6, trying to wake up at 7 for a week straight. And then the next week, wake up at 6 for a week straight. Now they say it takes some people say it takes 90 days. Other people say it takes 60 days to, make a habit, master a habit and make that a part of your day-to-day life. So I definitely don't get deterred by failing your first habit, which is what I did. So I'll be back stronger in the future.
Yeah,
maybe I'll start. Maybe next week I'll do 7 a.m. every day. We'll see how that goes.
They'll come, see. They'll come. It always does.
You got 210, B.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm getting right into prime time right about now. See, it's getting ugly. Not for me though, brother. There we go. There she is. She's pretty.
2:30.
2:30 left?
2:30 in.
Dude, what? You're kidding me. Holy shit. Holy fucking smokes, I got my money up. Dude, nah, chill. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
In-game pressure. It's not practice, Brennan. You got to be able to perform in the game.
I'm going to get it. Oh, baby. Dude, pressure bust pipes or makes diamonds, see. Give him the countdown. Hey, blame me, brother. No.
3:12. That's still
Ah,
solid. That's 3 minutes more than I could do.
all right, we'll take it. Well, anyway, put your
Yeah.
mind to something you can achieve goals, baby. So I got a game tomorrow. I'm back from injury. I will solve that cube twice before a game. I've decided that's gonna be my ritual. Get me locked in, put me in the zone. So
Why do you want that a part of your ritual? What's the
I
what's the
think
behind that?
the challenge, or not even challenge, it's just inevitable in competing, is the performance anxiety. Start predicting what might happen, playing possibilities in your head, and hopefully having positive thoughts, but in some cases thinking the worst of things, and you start getting nervous and whatnot. So I think when you indulge yourself in a Rubik's Cube, for those 3 minutes, all I could think about was the cube and seeing the different patterns and
It's
whatnot.
like
So
it's a way,
to
it's
center your
like an
mind.
aspect of like meditation, kind of like that's kind of like a way you do it pre-game just to clear your mind, right?
Yeah, slow the mind down, focus it on one thing.
All right. Well, speaking of your upcoming game, just to backtrack a little bit for the people that don't know, you've been out for a while. Show them that gnarly scar you have.
A little scar on the hand.
So
Um,
you had surgery about what was it, the day
I
before?
fractured my hand on December 17th. I had surgery December 23rd. And so this today is 7 weeks since the surgery, 8 weeks since the
So
7 weeks since the surgery, 8 weeks since the injury. So it's been a while and it's been a challenge, but man, it feels good to be back.
so let
And
so talk to the people about that process. What it's like losing, you know, a part of your day and a part of your pride, right? Which is basketball, your love, losing that for a brief amount of time, and how that adjusts your mindset and your approach, um, to your day and what how your goals change and how you keep your mind right through that time when you really can't do anything with a ball.
yeah, I think it wasn't too much of a, I didn't let it become too much of a mindset change, but it did have to become a approach change. It was tough. I think the initial shock of it was, damn. Well, finding I had to get surgery was real stunning, because it's not at all what I thought happened when I kind of just dislocated it. And then I think once I accepted it, I said, all right, well, for the next 8 weeks, or 6, 7 weeks, I'm not going to be able to play. I'm a captain of the team, so I got to be a leader. I got to stay involved. I got to do what I can. But the reality is, this opens up a lot of time. So it became, all right, well, how can I optimize the time? So I write with my left hand. This is one of the things I'm most proud of throughout this whole time off, is I write with my left, and this is the hand I fractured. So for several weeks, I was unable to really write with the left hand. And so for every day from the day it happened, I started writing with my right hand, like in a journal, and it was pitiful looking, but it got better and better, and it went from abysmal to beautiful. And so now on any given day, I can just say, hey, if I'm feeling like writing with the right, I'll go to the right. If I want to write with the left, go to the left. So I will never be fatigued as a writer, which is pretty cool, and it's good for the mind. So, and then it allowed me to put a lot of time into the brand, which is great, because right now it's tough, and school and other indulgences, that such as like this Rubik's Cube, little things like that, just knocking down goals, keeping that same mindset of that drive to be the best and be the best version of myself, and to get shit done, as we say.
Shit
So
done. You're a GSD guy, be able to say.
I'm a GSD
One
guy.
thing, one thing I think goes along with approach and even mindset is when something like that happens, which people obviously would label that as a negative event, put a negative connotation on that injury, that surgery. But one way to help you get through that and to even like excel, and surpass people even with that injury, is thinking of it as a positive, to as little extent or as big an extent as you want. Like, think of everything in a positive way. If something in your mind that you label as negative happens, um, is this really bad? Maybe like if someone says, "Oh, that sucks," that'll really kill your season. Like, oh, maybe, that really kill your
Yeah,
that
right.
maybe, I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know what good is going to come of this. I don't know what bad's going to come of this. So just keeping an open mind and trying to see, the light, through darkness in dark events like that, right? So
Yeah.
you saw the positive aspect of that, and you said, "All right, I'm going to focus on building a business more, working on my writing, and becoming a better leader." And the long run, that helps the team. Now that you're back, you're a better leader, and you can help them on the court. So I
Yeah.
think for people out there, and there's a millions of injuries every year. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I've been through it. I broke my hand. I've had hip problems, knee problems. I've had it all. But,
Oh, yeah. You've been through the ringer. There's
yeah,
nothing.
I'm getting old. I'm getting up there.
Yeah, you're getting up
Right.
there. No, that's a good point. I think one of the things I noticed about being injured for a while was, you take things for granted, and that's something that we all do inevitably in certain times and situations, whether it's people or endeavors. But having, basketball taken away was really tough, especially my senior year. Our team, the games I was able to play in, we were doing great, and we've done great since. But and now we're back, and it's a good time to peak. But regardless, missing games, watching games sucks. There's no way around it. But it's the same thing with time. I think many people took for granted, take COVID. You really think about it. It said, all right, we're gonna stop the whole world, which was insane that it happened, but it also was like, hey, everything's on pause. You don't have to worry. I mean, some people had to worry about jobs. Shout out to the frontline workers, all that. But a lot of people, everything just paused, and it was, all right, you take this time for yourself. How are you going to use it? And then when everything resumed again, now people are overwhelmed, or they didn't optimize their time. So for me, I thought, all right, well, I'm hurt, but now I got a lot of time to put in other things and to elevate myself so that when I am back, I'm mentally stronger. I'm more well-rounded. I got other interests so that this one injury can't control my whole
Yeah.
disposition all the time. So
Now,
taking advantage of opportunities, seeing, you're right, seeing the good with the bad is huge.
yeah. I mean, and we're not, sugarcoating it. I mean, you know, you you had a tough time first wrapping your head around the fact that you were getting surgery, and when you did get surgery, it wasn't easy in the beginning. You weren't immediately thinking, "Oh, what do I have to improve on now?"
Yeah.
It's. I think
No.
it was a sense of you had a strong support system around you that helped you kind of wrap your head around the fact that, all right, this is something that's here, it's real, I have to deal with it, and how am I going to handle it? It's not, I can't just make a wish and have it go away. It's now my destiny's in my hands for the next 7 weeks. No pun intended, since your hand was broken. But
Classic.
I think having a strong support system around you is definitely an aspect of how you definitely can improve drastically in other areas, and spend your time wisely, which is, I think, a good segue. Um,
Yeah, into what we were going to talk about
yeah, into
with,
the other subject. Why don't you dive into that, B?
yeah, you introduced it well with the support system and how important it is, and who you're surrounded by. And we say we're all a product of our environment in many ways. Or another term or phrase I use is, you hang out with bums, you become a bum. So the people you're around and who surround yourself with and who you let in your corner have a immense impact on you. So what I want to talk about is, or just what you think about the ability to, inevitably you grow up with people, you have friends, you have family, but maybe you grow to realize that they're not the people that are really elevating who you are, or that you're being your best self around, or that they're bringing the best out of you. And so you got to be able to walk away or go a different direction or say no to them when they ask you to do something, or it just doesn't quite align with who you are, or your lifestyle. And the
Yeah.
ability to say no. I don't know what your take is on that. I think it's a powerful thing, the ability to say no to people and to people you're close with, because ultimately who we let in our corner has a heavy influence on our actions and our lives.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's not just saying no to who, but what at the same time. And it can also be within your own head. Like for example, I
Yeah,
think
that's a good point.
limiting the amount of distractions around you at first, I think is a great starting point before even getting the chance to have to decide whether you're going to say yes or no. Like for example, where you do your schoolwork or where you do your work shouldn't be the same place or the same room as where you sleep, right? Or where you lie down, right? Because
Yeah.
then you'll have in your head, oh, I could do this, or I could just lie down and go on my phone. You have to, I think, control your environment in the sense of you can't, um, interweave and intermesh between things that you do that don't help you and don't, benefit yourself and help you grow with what helps you, um, grow as a person. Which I think when your work, your hobbies, staying active, I think those are all positive actions, and mixing that with laziness, which is what we spoke of in the previous episode. I think making sure you're separating your environments in that sense. And then also on top, people I think underestimate the fact that, the people that you surround yourself with really do make a big impact on yourself, whether
Yeah.
you realize that or not. And it's not like just saying no. It doesn't have to be like the most extreme thing, right? It can just be your friend saying, "Oh, why don't you just come over and watch TV tonight? Like we're all coming over and we're all gonna watch, this movie or this game, or we're gonna play video games." And you have work to do, or you could, say go work out and work on your craft, or work on this invention you've been plugging away at, or you want to go to the lab, with your other friends and really plug away at this school project that you have a lot of passion about. It's like not fearing and disappointing your friends, right? When you two don't have the same aligned goals in some sense. And it's not wrong to disagree, right?
No, not at all.
You shouldn't. I think people sometimes fall in love too much with making other people happy, right? And if you have differences with others, with what you want to do, what your goals are, short term, long term. Some people just don't like the fact that you're not doing what they're doing at that time. You're not giving them the time of the day to do something either lazy or something that's just not in your interest at the time.
No, that's a great point. The Yeah, it comes from discipline, and I think you alluded to that just at the end. Having friends or people in your corner who you're able to say no to, and they understand and they respect it, or they're able to say no to you and you're able to receive that and respect it. I think that's when you know those people are really with you, and
Yeah, 100%.
they
100%.
understand your lifestyle, what you're trying to get at, and they only are helping you in that way and are a positive influence on your life. And then those who, question it or really nudge you to come, or whatever the case may be, any hypothetical scenario, I think those are the ones where maybe they don't really respect what you're getting at in your life. And those are the ones you got to be able to separate from. So it's a important ability to have that we all struggle with at certain times, because there is such a tendency to just want to make others happy,
Yeah,
or say the thing that is easy. But
yeah. I mean, and I think it's also a balance of, making sure you're having time to spend with your friends, right? And it doesn't have to be the most efficient time, right? It's just time to unwind, making sure you give your mind a break, you give your body a break, and you're just relaxing, having a good time with your friends. And I think we both have good support systems in our in the friends that we surround ourselves with and the people that we surround ourselves with, which is I think is great. It's powerful. I mean, I know what I do, people will support, people that are around me will support what I do. At times people, you'll get backlash just in jokingly manners, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all love. You just have to understand that, and it just depends on how close you are with your friends, and to the extent at which the support you're going to get. And there's definitely going to be instances throughout your life where you're like, look back and be like, oh, that was a time where I realized that he's really, on, he or she is really on my side, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, making sure you understand where you're at with who you surround yourself with, and checking yourself when you're really not in the best situation, right? But at the end of the day, I think it's all controllables.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the stuff is we wouldn't really talk about stuff that's out of our control, because there's not much we can do about it.
That's great stuff. I got to share this little story before we get into our MTDs of the day.
It's a good segue into the word of the day, B. Why don't you kick it off?
Yeah, it is a good word segue into the word of the day. So just the other day, you know what it reminded me? It made me just realize that there's a lot of good in the world. We often critique how much bad there is, how divided we are, people are this and that. This small moment that I'm about to explain just made me think that there's a lot of good. So I went in before school. I got a little head start to stop at the convenience store, get a little water. I'm trying to hydrate more. There's a habit. I'm trying to drink more water.
There you go.
So I went in to buy a water, and I go in and I go get the water. I'm about to pay for it. And there's a guy in front of me buying his whatever he was getting. I think I don't know what it was, just a snack and a drink. And he says, "Oh no, I got it, man." So he takes the water, he pays for it, and I'm in shock. And just a water, whatever, $2. And I'm just sitting there, don't know what to say. And he just grabs it out of my hand. He's like, "Oh, I'll pay for that. I got that." And so he gets the water and we chat and I get to know him. Or I just introduced myself. He's like, "Where you go to school?" And I said, "Oh, I go to Nobles right down the street." And he was like, "Oh man, you play sports?" I play basketball. I was like, "What's your name?" Um, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna Google you. I want to keep a tab on you. Like, send me, or I'm gonna look at your schedule. You go to Nobles." He was like, "I'll try to catch a game." All this little small talk that made me feel so
Valuable.
valuable. Exactly. And I tell him my name, he tells me his name. I get in the car and I tell him, "Hey man, I appreciate you. This goes a long way. It made my day." And I get in the car, I'm about to pull out. He got in his car, he gets out, he bangs on the window, he goes down the window and he's like, "Hey, what are you listening to?" And I was just listening to some rap song. And he says, "Hey, look me up. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, anything." And his rap name is E, its own little letter, Jake. So everyone who listens, go just give him some listens on Apple Music, whatever you listen to. I listened to a couple of songs. He got some good stuff.
We'll throw the
I
link in
told
the
him he's got a lifelong supporter. That small act of kindness makes me want to do something similar to someone else, because I know how it made me feel, him doing that. So if you can do that to the next person, it goes a long way. I had to share that. Shout out to him. Only the best.
He's a real
God
one.
bless
He's a
him.
real one.
He is a real one for that. Small things go a long way. All right. So that should lead right into the word of the day, C-Mac.
With that being said, word of the day's laudable. So that means anything that praiseworthy actions. So that was definitely a laudable action by him, and it's something that you can do every day. And it's not something that you want to chase after the praise, but you could have your own personal goals for I want to have one laudable action per day that I can you know self praise myself, pat myself on the back for something whether it's, I'm gonna hold the door for someone. As I walk into a building, I'm gonna wait the extra couple seconds. I'm gonna say hi to everybody I walk by,
Yeah.
right? Say everyone's name when you talk to them, right? Just to make them hear their name and feel wanted um in the midst of hard times, right? And it can go into sports, right? You know you want to dive on the floor 5 times, right? You want to, right? Like you want to do the gritty stuff for your team. So those are laudable actions, and I think not chasing after the praise, but making sure what you do on a day-to-day basis. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you were a laudable person. So word of the day is laudable.
I like that. Great word. All right. It is Black History Month, a month to celebrate Black history. So, one of the greatest Black writers of all time, if not the greatest, James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time, incredible book. It's 2 letters written by him that were a huge voice of the civil rights movement when the book came out, and incredibly recommended for everyone to read. Quick read, great read, very powerful, and resonated a lot with me when I read it. He talked about his experience as a Black man in America and race relations. So very present today. Unfortunately, still battling the same battles and fights, but
Goes on.
what we can do is learn and educate. So, in honor of Black History Month, James Baldwin, terrific read. The Fire Next Time. And C-Mac.
With that being said, another edition of Black History Month. As you guys see on our shirts, we're not wearing more than different today.
Crenshaw.
But we got 2 shirts that say Crenshaw, and the other clothing brand. It's a clothing brand called the Marathon Clothing, which was originated by Nipsey Hussle, the late Nipsey Hussle, who was a
the late great.
Late great businessman, entrepreneur, rap artist, Grammy nominated,
husband.
Yeah, father and whatnot, and he is self-made man, invested in himself, became a Grammy nominated artist, and I still he is my most played artist in my my music. So definitely inspirational, and he launched this whole clothing brand, and we still support him to this day. So other than More Than Different, this is really the only other brand I show love to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I think he shares the same values, and he had a brand and an idea and a lifestyle and a way about him that is something that we strive to show in our brand, and try to carry in our day-to-day life, which guys, take a close listen to that song in our last song of the day, Face the World.
All right, what's the song of the day?
The song of the day is Summertime in That Cutlass by Nipsey Hussle.
Lock it in. Cue that up, Flick. We'll see y'all next week. Hope you enjoy this pod. Check out our Instagram, MT The Movement. Got a new little clothing Valentine's Day collection drop. Probably still available, although they're selling real fast. Shout out to all our buyers and all our supporters, all the listeners of the pod.
Seen a lot of ladies out there with our hoodies.
Yes, a lot of them.
I don't know if your man's getting them or if it's the other guy, but hurry up. You better hurry up.
Hurry up, would you? Hurry up. We'll see y'all next week.